You're listening to Beyond Wellness Radio, bringing you the cutting edge in health, biohacking, and sports performance. Stay up to date and listen anywhere and anytime on your computer, tablet, or smartphone by subscribing on iTunes. Catch your host, Dr. Justin Marchegiani, as he answers your burning health questions as well as interviews from world-renowned guest experts. For more Beyond Wellness Radio, go to beyondwellnessradio.com.
Hey there, it's Dr. Justin Marchegiani. Welcome to Beyond Wellness Radio. Feel free and head over to beyondwellnessradio.com where you can access our full podcast transcriptions. While you're there, you can also sign up for our thyroid and female hormone video series. This series goes into the root cause of why your hormones are out of balance. While you're there, you can also schedule a functional medicine consult with Dr. Justin, myself, where we'll dig deeper into the root cause of your health challenges. Feel free and think of sharing this podcast with at least one person. This podcast grows by people sharing it. Sharing is caring. If you can think of one person that can benefit from this information, please feel free and share it. If you're enjoying the podcast, make sure you subscribe on iTunes. You can also click below the video or podcast where you'll see the iTunes review button and leave us a review. You can also sign up for the newsletter at beyondwellnessradio.com where you'll get updates before anyone else. Thank you so much and enjoy the show. Evan, it's Dr. J, man. It's Tuesday. What's going on?
Hey, not too much. How you doing?
Doing great. We normally don't do these things on Tuesday, but here we are.
Yes, sir. You're headed out of the country, and so this is a timely time, and your dedication is impressive to this podcast. We wanted to talk about travel, and even if you're not going internationally like you, what can you do if you're on the go? If you're a busy mom, you have a 1-hour commute, you're out, you're in the car, you don't want to have to stop and pick up something that is maybe not the best choice. How do you still live a healthy, chemical-free, organic lifestyle if you're on the go? So that's hopefully what we can address today.
Yeah, great questions. Again, we'll do anything for our listeners. So again, I'm leaving, jumping on a plane here to go to Prague and then heading over to Croatia right after that for a week or so. So looking forward to just reading some books, getting some R&R, and repairing my adrenals as much as possible.
Absolutely.
So off the bat, what are some simple strategies? Well, number one, if you're traveling and it's long flights and you don't have good food options, obviously fasting can be a great option, right? A little bit of intermittent fasting can be helpful even if you're like may have blood sugar issues or adrenal issues. You could always bring a nice snack on board. I actually got about 4 really good smoked salmon packages at Whole Foods, like the 4 to 6 ounce packages, the wild caught Alaskan sockeye. So I got 4 of those. I got some grass-fed beef jerky. I got some packages of nuts and things, and I also have a couple of different bars, like some of the Kind bars, the Nuts and Spices brand that has the 5 to 4 grams of sugar or less, and the 10 grams of protein. Those are good, and I'm also going to bring some collagen too, and be able to just mix it in some water and be able to down it. So there's a lot of good strategies. Fasting is number one. Number two is good, clean water. That's always helpful. The solution to pollution is dilution. And then easy, simple snacks that you can either get nutrition from and or stabilize blood sugar.
Yeah, water's the tough one for me. It's always the most frustrating aspect of flying because due to all the security regulations, you have to pour out your water. So like when I went to Chico back in the spring, I had it like a gallon of spring water that I was still trying to chug because they wouldn't let me bring it through security. And then they'll resell it to you for $4 or $5 a bottle on the other side. So if you are doing that, you just have to do your best. What's actually pretty cool, and maybe next time I travel, I would do this. Berkey actually has a portable system now. I have the at-home Berkey, but they have a Berkey, I think it's called the Berkey Go or the Berkey Travel. Very small Berkey, but it's got the same filter, and you could literally shove that in your backpack or your suitcase, and you could go to a water fountain and filter on the go. I think that'd be amazing. And you're not paying $5 for a bottle of water that's still in a plastic bottle.
Yeah, I think that's definitely great. That's a really good option. Typically, if I'm traveling, a lot of times, I'll spend the $5 or $6 and get the Evian or the Fiji just because it's the high quality water with the minerals in there. The minerals are nice. You may lose that with the Berkey and such. So the minerals are really good. And then too, I'll get the I fly Southwest a lot, big Southwest fan. I got a buddy pass with them, so my wife and I go back and forth. Typically, one of us fly free, which is nice. And what we'll do is I'll ask for like the Seagrams, and I'll get the sparkling water.
Yeah,
And I
that is
typically
good.
tell them, so sparkling water, and then I tell them, give me the can, no ice, because the ice is made out of water that's, probably junky water. I doubt it's filtered or has any purification to it. So I'm like, no water, just give me the straw and I'll drink out of the can. And they can't help it because they give ice to everyone, right? It's like an automatic kind of thing. So I do that a lot. That's a really good option, is the sparkling water in the can, no ice, for the free side of the fence, or just spend the $5 or $6 and get a good high quality water before you get on the plane. I like
Yeah.
Evian because of the minerals, and I like Fiji.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think Southwest they'll give you Deja Blue water. That's their water that you can get for free as the can. That's what I'll ask for.
Oh yeah, you can get that too.
I think it's I think it's reverse osmosis water.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
even
not.
if it's,
I know it's not distilled. It's something. It's something purification.
yeah, I mean, people knock reverse osmosis water, but I mean, frankly, I'd rather have a water that's mineral devoid and clean than mineral devoid, or let's say mineral rich, if it is even that, right? We'll give it the benefit of the doubt and say it's mineral rich, but then full of crap.
Yeah,
Right?
pesticides,
Pesticides,
pharmaceutical
chemicals.
drugs. There's average of over a dozen. If you look at Environmental Working Group, over a dozen chemicals in tap water.
Ton of things.
They're not trained. I mean, that's the thing. These municipal tap water companies, they're only trained to remove condoms and poop out of the water that you flush.
Yeah.
They're not trained to remove chemicals and pharmaceuticals and pesticide residue and runoff and somebody who threw their whole bottle of Xanax down the toilet. They're not trained for that, and they're not filtering that.
And also pre-show, we were just talking about toxicity. We were reviewing one of the labs that we use, the toxicity profile they do, and we were seeing a whole bunch of Roundup or glyphosate in some of the children patients that you're treating. And that's just an epidemic because Roundup is being used everywhere. My neighbor just got a whole new lawn put in, and they did glyphosate or Roundup on everything. Now, I'm getting a lawn put in as well, a brand new one, and I said, no Roundup. Absolutely no chemicals. They're going to do it the hard way and just kind of scrape it really well. And then we're using natural pesticides. We do like the probiotics based pesticides, and then some of the more natural based fertilizers. And then we use like some of the like they put like some protozoa and some natural like nematodes and things that kind of help keep the environment in check that's chemical free.
That is so cool. Yeah, I mean, people have to realize there is a natural alternative, or there was a natural alternative, which was the only thing available until chemical industry came into play in the last 100 years or so.
And don't get me wrong, chemicals are more convenient in a lot of times. But the question is, they also can contribute to disease, and disease is not more convenient, right?
Nah, definitely not.
So that's the issue that you fight. And it's just convenient, right? Farmers and a lot of these people that are doing this line of work, they've been sold that pesticides are easy, they're cheaper. You have multi-billion-dollar companies that operate in magnitudes of volume and scale that can sell these things pretty darn cheap. But also here in Austin, I called a couple different companies that do organic lawn care, because I'm looking to get some lawn care for my home, and I want to do it in a way that is natural and not providing pesticides for my animals. I mean, I have cats, I have dogs, hopefully a kiddo soon, and I want them to be able to interact with the grass and the environment and not have to worry about chemicals.
Yeah, and if you're going barefoot and grounding yourself on your glyphosate yard, that's not very good. I guess that's another tip too. If people are like, how did we get on this topic? If you're traveling, which I think Justin will probably do. If he's not, this is my recommendation to Justin, is to get grounded when you travel, especially if you're doing time zones, because my dad, when he went over to China, he was working over there for a while. I told him to go to a park as soon as he got there. I mean, you're talking, 12 time zones to China from U.S., and he went to a park there right next to his hotel and went barefoot on the grass for like an hour. And he said that he slept really good. Probably he was just exhausted, but I'd like to think that the part of the grounding and reduction of inflammation and stuff like that helped as well.
Yeah, you displace a lot of those negative ions that you accumulate.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So and then flying at night, which it sucks because you would destroy your circadian rhythm if you're doing a red eye. But in terms of radiation, Mercola has written a lot about this. Your reduction of radiation is basically 99% if you're flying at night, because the sun is not up and the sun is not beaming through the airplane.
100%. So, like, the big thing, I kind of got off topic just a touch, but the whole thing with the pesticides, calling these companies up, they were telling me it's a huge demand, that lots and lots of people are demanding the natural alternatives versus the toxic pesticides. And this company was actually talking about moving away from, because they offer the organic option, but they also have the regular option, talking about moving away from the conventional option and going more to the natural option exclusively because the demand is there. People are understanding the fact that a lot of the chemicals are carcinogenic. There's been studies looking at people that get actual lawn care, like pesticides and chemicals put on their lawn. You see the little flags, little sticks in the corner of the lawn saying, hey, beware, that there's a correlation with those people and cancer. So it's
my
like,
neighbor
all right.
has one. My next door neighbor, and you know what he does? I'm so glad I asked because I was paranoid about it. I saw the truck come and do several applications of glyphosate on his yard, and he always has the little stick with the sign there.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I said, Tim, I said, how often are you getting this yard sprayed? I said, this flag is always there. He goes, oh, I just keep it to keep the kids off because the kids will walk through the neighborhood. I just keep it there to keep the kids off the yard. It's like, okay, well, thank gosh, because I thought you were getting it sprayed every week. Apparently he's getting it sprayed like every 6 weeks, which is still too much. But hopefully now that the seasons are changing and grass is not going to be growing, hopefully he's not getting winter application. I mean, surely not.
Right, exactly. So again, the market's demanding that because people are even though conventional medicine doesn't want to talk about how things in our environment are causing cancer, they want to just sell you drugs to actually treat the cancer, not fix the root cause of the cancer, right? That's a whole different podcast.
Yeah.
Right, it's a whole different podcast. So the toxicity part's important. So the solution to pollution is dilution. I think we got on that thread because we talked about toxicity in the water. So clean water, I think, is really important. Next is figure out your snacks. Now, some of my patients are on the autoimmune diet. I know some of yours are as well, where they may have to be more strict with eggs or nuts or seeds or maybe some more of these snacky things like some of the bars that are maybe have some nuts in them. So I would say number one, dried salmon's excellent alternative. Good omega-3s, good fat, really good, very, very satiating, right? Number two, I would say after that would be jerky. There's lots of good gluten-free jerkies out there that are just good dried beef.
I got a bag right here on my desk. This is Whole Foods, and where'd it go? It's under here. And they use, let's see, they're using tamari. So they're using the gluten-free soy sauce, and it's water and soybeans, spices. Now, it does say spices, but still, I'm not concerned that there's MSG in there. There could be some cumin or maybe some other spices that are not AIP, but
so I'm going to give you one paleo demerit right now because of the soy.
Oh, come on.
I'm going to give you one paleo demerit, okay? Now, with good behavior, you may be able to earn it back by the end of the show.
Yeah, right.
But at least it's tamari, though. It could be the soy with the MSG and the gluten in it. So, like,
exactly.
on the scale of, like, good, better, best, if you're like, I'm going into the store and I got to buy some jerky because I got this flight and I really want to make sure I'm not starving, that's definitely a better option than all the other crap that are there because tons have the conventional soy, they have added sugar, and they have the MSG. So on that scale of good, better, best, it's definitely better.
Well, not to even mention, this is grass-fed beef jerky.
Oh, so good quality there too.
Yeah, I mean, it's not – think about your Jack Links or some type of jerky like that.
It's crap.
That is factory farm beef, without a doubt. Yeah, this is actually the teriyaki one, which I reluctantly got because they don't have the original. Yep. They've had the original there, which is literally just like beef, salt, and a couple of spices, and that's it. But they've not stocked it at our local one. But check it out. Look right by the cash register if you do go to your Whole Foods, and you should see it. I found it nowhere else in the grocery. It's just a small little Ziploc bag, and it's like made in-house jerky. So yeah. That's
good. My next one is the Kind bars. Again, not all Kind bars are created equal. So you got to look at the family. They have like fruit and nut, and then there's like nuts and spice. So if you look at it, you'll see what family it is. You want the nuts and spice. And they have about 4 or 5 flavors that have 5 grams of sugar or less, which is actually pretty good for a bar. So I like the dark chocolate and sea salt, the mocha. There's a caramel one, and then there's a Madagascar vanilla and a mint one. So there's 5 that have 4 to 5 grams of sugar or less. The Madagascar vanilla has the least amount of sugar. 4 grams of sugar to about 9 to 10 grams of protein, and then some good fat in there as well. So not a bad deal.
Now, those are not organic, correct?
Correct. I don't think those are like 100% organic.
So Love Crunch, it's by, I think the brand is QIA, or maybe, no, it's Nature's Path Organics, I believe. I think they've discontinued all of them. Maybe you can find them online, but for a while I was using the Love Crunch bars.
Yeah.
They're so delicious, 100% organic, almonds, cashews. I believe they did have a small amount of peanuts added to their nut blend, so maybe a little demerit there. But otherwise, your nuts in that bar were organic, and it was organic dark chocolate. So that was a delicious bar. And also, I got a free box of Mark Sisson's bars, his Primal Kitchen bars. It's a grass-fed collagen dark chocolate bar. Those are really, really, really good.
I tried those. I wasn't a big fan of them.
No?
Whose bars I like the best right now is Dave Asprey's bar.
His are good, but I ate 2 of his bars when I went to – where'd I go? When I went to Los Angeles for the conference that he had last year, and I got a box of those bars. I had 2 of those bars that morning on the flight. No, but I was in severe stomach pain, like a sharp pain. Yeah, the MCT got me.
Yeah, the MCT. I think there may
or the
be
X.
a little
I think
bit
he had.
of
I think he had that. I think he had that XCT oil, which is supposedly even stronger in there.
Yeah, I think just the C6. Oh no, the XCT I think is more C6, so more of the octanoic acid in there.
I didn't poop my pants, but
oh man, that's a tough one. I like those because it's got a little bit of a MCT in there, and then it's got a little bit of the vanilla. His are pretty good. Again, let's see, what else do I have in my bag all ready to go? I got to go finish packing after this podcast. Hard-boiled eggs are good.
You're not going to bring those with you, are you?
I've been known to in the past.
What do? You just make it before and put them in a Ziploc?
Yeah, I got one of those little hard-boiled egg makers, and I just throw them on there 6 minutes, let it cool off, and then just throw it in a Ziploc bag. Put it like in my, on my person, on my backpack, on my carry-on, not in my suitcase.
Oh, I believe the brand is called Artisan. Justin's is okay, but they have a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry,
they do.
Justin.
Yeah, I used to post them on my Facebook for a while. I like their dark chocolate with the peanut butter, even though that's a paleo demerit. I know it's a good one for like a treat. But I used to post it so much, a lot of my patients thought that was my company.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know, that'd be nice.
There's another. So Justin's is okay. They're not organic with any of their nuts, so that's an issue because almonds are heavily sprayed. However, I believe the brand is called Artisan. It's in the same area as the little nut butter packet, and they have a raw and organic walnut, almond, and pecan packets that you can buy. I believe it's $2 for a little packet of some raw nuts, raw nut butter. There's another brand too. I can't think of what it's called. I'm going to have to look it up for you, but I sampled it. They gave me, and it was all organic pecans and walnuts and cinnamon. I think it was called like Crazy Nut Butter or something. I'll have to look it up for you.
There's one called Nutso that's really good. Nutso is excellent, but it's like $18 a jar.
I know. It's not the Nutso. That's a good one too.
It's good. It's like that stuff's like pure mana. It's like literally gold.
I know. Yeah. Oh, it's called Cracked. So here's a shout out.
Crack? Are you doing crack now?
Yeah, Cracked Nut Butter. It's over Chris over at Cracked Nut Butter. They found me online and they sent me a little sample kit, and I ate their entire sample kit very quickly.
Now that explains why you're so energetic today. I just thought it was the adrenal support.
No, it was the Cracked Nut Butter, which I haven't had. I haven't had for like 6 months, but they have let me tell you. I'm going to tell you right now. Hold on. All right, here's the ingredient list. Pecans, and I believe this is all organic, but I'm not 100% sure here. But it's pecans, almonds, grass-fed whey protein, digestive enzymes such as amylase, lipase, cellulase, protease, lactase.
Oh, nice.
Organic ghee, organic coconut, and cinnamon. And it comes in a little – I'm going to have to buy these. They were too good. It comes in a little pouch, and you just unscrew the lid and you just squeeze the pouch. And you could make 2 or 3 servings out of one pouch. I think it was like $4 or $5 a pouch, but it was unreal how delicious it is. I'm going to have to hit them up. That is called crackednutbutter.com. I may even have a coupon code. Let me see if I have my email from this guy.
We can always put it on after the fact.
Yeah, you can put it in the show notes if I find it. Crackednutbutter.com.
That's great. Cracked nut butter. That's awesome. We'll have to get some crack here. I love it.
Oh, I do have a secret VIP coupon code for you, but we can't give it to the listeners. I was instructed that it's highly top secret.
Got it.
But I will
I've
give
seen
it
that before.
Yeah.
Awesome. That'd be great. So outside of that, one more that I like. Epic bars. I like Epic bars.
Yeah, they're good.
They're pretty decent. I mean, for some of my autoimmune patients, there's a couple of bars that do not have any nuts in it,
A little
which
bit
is
too many
great.
cranberries. A
Yeah,
little
I
bit on
mean,
the sugar
you'd
side. A
have to
little bit
look
too
at
many
the
sweet.
sugar. I'd have to look at them, but they have a couple that are decent that don't have any of the nuts in them. So people are just wanting like a really good, clean, little bit of fruit, little bit of protein and fat. It can be a good bar that's still autoimmune friendly. So I like that piece of it. Some have some of the almonds in it, some don't. So you just got to look at the 4 or 5 that are out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the. I'll send you the link to this store here because they advertise these little packets as TSA friendly. So
Oh,
I'll send it
nice.
to you, and you can check them out.
That's great.
Yeah, the Epic, they have a chicken bar too. I just saw. I haven't tried it, but that's another option. I believe. Don't they have an organ meat bar
They
too?
do. I think they do with some liver in there,
Yeah.
which is
So
excellent.
the options are out there, and I mean, if people are listening, are like, "Well, I'm not flying. I don't fly." Well, what if you go camping, or what if
Yeah.
you are just out and you're running errands all day in the city? I mean, even for my wife and I, we'll take some snacks with us if we're going to be running out all day for hours, going around the city, going downtown, going to the river, etc. We'll bring some of that with us. Also, another brand, I believe it's called Welshire Farms, and I
Yep.
found this at Whole Foods. They have now I can't say whether it's pasture raised meats or not, but it's at least no antibiotics, no hormones. They have some beef sticks. They also have some, I want to say it's pepperoni or some other type of stick, but it's completely antibiotic hormone free. So in a pinch, that's a much better option than you going to Subway, which is not fresh at all, or going to, I mean, maybe Chipotle could be
Yeah.
okay, but
Chipotle's not bad.
they've had a lot of issues.
They've had some, but I think I've seen some reviews where they do have the highest quality meat out there out of all the faster food type of stores.
Yeah, I think maybe some of it's blown out of proportion because they're trying so hard to go natural and grass fed and all that. Maybe the media is against that. Who knows? Could
Yeah,
be
it's
food industry.
yeah, it's very possible. I mean, anytime people are trying to show the value add and the quality of food, well, how do you beat these multinational corporations that have absolute terrible quality, right? They just can't compete at that level.
Right. And just like we've seen anti-Tesla news after one guy got killed in the electric car, now they're trying to say all Teslas and electric cars are bad. Who knows if those media stories are getting co-opted by oil companies, So if you see something anti this or anti that, like the anti-Chipotle media, maybe there is some sort of media bias.
Yeah,
It's
you just
hard to
got to take
say.
it all with a grain of salt. That's all.
Yep. Absolutely.
But I would say also one of the things I do, not the best for going on planes because you got to have it, it's got to be mixed in water, and technically you can't get a lot of the water through the TSA, right? But a good protein like shaker cup that you can just throw in some collagen, some grass-fed collagen, mix it with some water or coconut milk, shake it up, and if I go out and run some errands or do something or go to the gym, I'll have it with me. That's a real easy one, and you can kind of figure out exactly what you want in there, whether it's just protein or you want to mix up some low glycemic fruit or maybe add some MCT or something. You can make that pretty nutrient dense, and it's darn convenient.
That's a great idea. And if you really needed to not use water and you wanted the coconut milk, if you couldn't get away with bringing a can, you could bring one of those dry cardboard containers of the organic coconut milk or
Yes.
almond milk. That'd be easy.
Yep, those are good. Also, avocados are decent because they're kind of self-contained. If you can get like a plastic spoon and a knife on the plane, then you could just plastic knife, plastic spoon kind of gig. You could just scoop it out. That's pretty good because it's self-contained and you can just throw it in your bag and you're good to go. And I like things that are high in nutrient density, like also satiating. Because I mean, after 1 or 2 avocados, your appetite's pretty curbed.
Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking, I don't know where you would get these. I saw Jimmy Moore. He posted like online, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. He might have been in another country. There were miniature Kerrygolds.
Yes.
Like
Saw
the
that
little baby,
once.
the little baby butters.
I saw that once, and I saw that at a Starbucks in North Star when I was skiing a couple of years ago up in Lake Tahoe. I saw it once over there.
Ah, okay.
But I've seen Dave Asprey posted online too. So wherever those are at, if I could just buy those, that would be absolutely amazing.
That would be so perfect. I mean, all you would need is a tablespoon of butter and you would be satiated likely.
Yep, I 100% agree. So we talked about some of the food things. Do you feel like we hit everything on the food side?
I feel like the food is overhit for sure.
All right, let's talk about supplements.
Sure.
All right, so number one, I'm going on vacation. I'm going on holiday. So does that mean I'm probably going to get a couple of paleo demerits thrown at me by you when I get back? Probably, right? So I may cheat a little bit. Will I have gluten? Definitely not. That's going to be my no-no. I have a history of Hashimoto's, not worth it. And I also got to practice what I preach to my patients. So what am I going to do? Well, maybe a gluten-free option is totally fine. I'm going to bring activated charcoal. That's going to be a go-to because that will help bind up any toxins in the food that I'm eating.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Are you going to take that every meal? Or are you going to take it when the meal's just questionable? How are you going to dose that?
Only questionable and alcohol.
Okay.
Questionable food and alcohol. I'm also going to be bringing, with those questionable foods, also a bunch of extra enzymes and hydrochloric acid.
Okay.
Just to make sure I'm breaking that down well.
Well, that'll be with every meal because you think your gut – because I'm thinking there might be like a circadian rhythm to your digestive system even.
Yeah, we can talk about that next with the circadian rhythm part, but definitely getting the hydrochloric acid there just to make sure I'm breaking down the foods. 2, I mean, who doesn't eat a little bit more on vacation, right? So if you're eating a little bit more, it's a little bit more taxation on your gut. So I want to make sure my gut has the ability to break things down. Also, hydrochloric acid does kind of have like a sterilization effect. So if I'm eating some food that may be a little bit questionable, I don't want to get sick. I've gotten sick on vacations before. It can wreck a vacation. And when you're spending a lot of money on a vacation, me spending an extra $30 or $50 on some hydrochloric acid and enzymes is a worthwhile insurance policy. Plus, I feel better and lighter after a meal. Yep. So that piece is really nice to keep my gut kind of cleaned out from things getting in there. And then number 2, making sure I can break down that food and feel good afterwards.
Yep. Charcoal
with anything questionable and with alcohol. And then number 3 off the bat, for the circadian rhythm part, I got a nice bottle of melatonin I'm bringing with me. And I'll hit that up as soon as it's time for me to go to bed. I will use that to kind of reset my rhythm. That's number 1. And number 2, what's great to kind of get your cycle back on track when you can is watch the sunrise while grounding and having some nice coffee. Because you get like the HPA axis because you're kind of grounding. You get the negative ions being dispersed. You got, so I think it's the positive. Is it positive or negative with the grounding? It's positive ions.
Yep.
Positive. You're dispersing.
No, it is negative.
Yes.
It is negative ions. The same thing you'd get at the beach. Yeah. Okay. Negative ions, you're thinking of positive electrons, the extra electrons you're getting. There's 2 different things going on.
So you're dispersing the negative ions and you're receiving a whole bunch of positive ions.
I believe you're getting both. You're receiving negative ions, like an ion generator, for example, is like the ocean. And then you're also receiving the free electrons from the Earth. The Earth is like a giant electron generator. So you're getting both electrons and ions.
Great. So we're dispersing a whole bunch of negative ions there, right? We are using the melatonin to kind of reset our rhythm. So we're saying this is our new bedtime. And then we're also getting a little bit of stimulation at that same time while we're consuming a little bit of clean caffeine. And also optically triggering the pineal gland, which is where melatonin's made, that, hey, light's coming in, it's hitting that optic chiasm, that cranial nerve number 2, that optic nerve, it's hitting that, and that is going to the brain and telling the hypothalamus, hey, this is our new circadian rhythm.
Now, people are going to want to know, what dosage are you going to do with melatonin?
I always try going lower than high. So most people are more liberal on that, typically up to 3 milligrams. I keep it at 500 micrograms to 1 milligram.
Okay.
Again, 1,000 milligrams, 1,000 micrograms per milligram. So one milligram is 1,000 micrograms. So 500 mics to 1,000 mics, or a half a milligram to 1 milligram.
Okay.
I get like the 1 milligram sublingual tablets, and I just kind of nibble off a little bit.
Yep.
I don't need much, so my body's very sensitive to melatonin. So I like to keep that those receptor sites more sensitive.
Yep, absolutely. What about other vitamins? You mentioned adaptogens.
Yeah, so definitely adaptogens. I'm bringing some pure ashwagandha on this trip, so that will just help with the circadian rhythm. It'll also help modulate the immune system. People forget when you're on a plane, that air is getting recycled. You're getting a whole bunch of nasty air coming in. And it's not like we got a whole bunch of healthy people like me and you on the plane. Most people are probably unhealthy because, number 1, they're traveling a lot on average. Most of them travel a lot. And 2, if you travel a lot, you tend to, get poor sleep and also eat more, junky food on average, right? Could be off. Just go to the airport and sit and people watch, and you can make up your own conclusion on that. I do that a lot.
Absolutely.
I was doing more physical medicine. You could just walk and just, yep, that person's psoas is off. This person's, you just see so much and learn by people's walks, and you could just diagnose by walking and movement patterns. That's always a fun time in the airport. But in general, the circadian rhythm piece is really important, and the immune system, because of all the people on the plane that are coughing or hacking up along. You want to make sure your immune system is strong so you can deal with any viruses or bacteria that's flowing through the air.
Yep.
And also, if you get that air vent on you, turn it off. I know it doesn't help if the person next to you has it on. I get it. But at least it's not blowing right in your face.
Why are you saying that? Because you're going to be, let's say if that air is recycled bacteria, you're shoving that right into your into your face.
Again, these infectious debris, viruses, they're going to work more on proximity, right? If you get something going right into your face, they can get right into your nasal orifice or your ear orifice. That's a big area, supposedly, where viruses come interact with the body, is the ear as well. That's why the old wise tale of putting hydrogen peroxide in your ear as being a good antiviral or good natural remedy for the flu. I think it's because the viruses can come in contact with your orifices. Yeah,
when I actually met, I don't know if I told you this or not, when I met with one of the reps at Designs for Health, he came into town, he flew in from Boston.
Yeah.
He said that every single flight, he takes the silver and sprays it into his nose and his ears.
Yes, exactly, because he's probably trying to kill bacteria and viruses.
And this guy flew like 200 days a year, so I take that recommendation with
huge fan praise. Of that. And you can actually cut the silver with hydrogen peroxide as well and put that intranasally or I think it's what you call it. You call it your ear hole, your auditory canal. You put it right there. Yeah. That's it.
So, maybe in the future, airplanes will use HEPA air purifiers and things like that, but for now they're not.
Yeah.
So the problem is, though, and this has happened to me, if I get a middle seat and I'm sandwiched between two heavy-set people, they create a lot of body heat, so it gets kind of stuffy. So what do you do then? You just fan yourself? I mean, how do you you want that airflow, you want that little vent. I mean, I guess I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's a tough call. It's like, do you burn up and then you sweat the whole time, or do you put air in your face that's maybe contaminated?
Well, my trick is, I'll tell people here, hopefully it won't come back to bite me, but if my wife and I are flying somewhere and we're not flying Southwest, so Southwest has the open seating kind of gig,
right?
So you get on there and you choose. But if you're flying on a flight where you have assigned seating, we'll always choose the aisle and the window, because most people don't want to choose in the middle, right?
Yeah.
So then if the flight's not full, there's a good chance that middle seat's open. I mean, that's just kind of an old wise tale trick that works very well. I've done it, and it's worked for me dozens of times over the years. So that's what we're doing today, and I think we got an open middle seat. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. So that's what I do for that. So melatonin, to get the rhythm kind of reset, the ashwagandha or the adaptogenic herbal blend, whether it's eleuthero, rhodiola, ginseng, ashwagandha, whole wheat basil. I mean, you could just roll down your list. Your cordyceps are kind of adaptogenic too.
Reishi mushroom,
reishi to help modulate the immune system. All really, really great tactics. Next, I would say even just extra immune support on top of that. I'm going to bring some immunosupporting herbs as well, just to give my immune system a little bit of a bump. Also, higher dose vitamin D is excellent. Higher dose vitamin C is great. These are all just good things to have. So if you get sick, you're not going to waste your time being inside and not enjoying your vacation, essentially.
Right.
So I have all those things packed up. And I would say also, this is a game changer, but gut-killing herbs. Gut-killing herbs are going to be really important, whether it's oil of oregano, silver, or a blend of berberine. Anti-parasitic herbs are very helpful. I've lost 1 to 2 vacations where I've gotten sick and just literally had to be like right next to a toilet. That's not fun when you're spending a lot of money on a vacation. So having, 2 bottles of some good oil of oregano or some broad-space anti-parasitics can be awesome.
What would you be taking? Are you going to take that, or is that just something you could do if you were concerned about where you were going maybe?
Well, I'm in the middle of an anti-parasitic program, and I timed it this way, so I'm going to be on the gut-killing herbs anyway, because I'd rather just prevent than have to respond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd rather be on the front side of it than on the back side of it. So I'm going to be doing my GI Clear 1, 5, and 6 right now, going through a nice parasite killing program, which we got to schedule a podcast to talk about some of our results that have come back.
I know, for sure. It's going to be fun.
Exciting. So that piece is really important because I don't want to get sick. especially if you're in sketchier countries where like the food may not be like up to like what you're used to in the United States. It doesn't even mean the country's bad. It just means that what's in that food from a flora perspective just may be different.
Yeah, let's go through some of those countries just to help. India is one.
Of course.
I've had a handful at this point, especially with Blasto, where a woman, she's in Dallas.
Too.
She was clear. We tested her. She went to India, came back, tons of symptoms. Retested her. She had Blasto. So India, I would say, was one.
I've seen Mexico, and I've seen any of the Latin American countries have been an issue. I've gotten sick in Mexico twice. So
did you get specific infections that you tested, or
I treated right away and I knocked it out right away? But I got really sick, like just couldn't hold anything down, and I had brought herbs with me and literally knocked it out. Like everything was just liquid for like a couple hours, and then I got back to my hotel room and then started my herbs, and then everything solidified like right away.
Wow, that's
excellent.
excellent.
It would have been not good. And the trip before that, I forgot to bring it, and 5-6 days it lasted. I got back home, got to my office, pulled some stuff off the shelf, started, fixed right away. So
yeah,
all my trips, I treat myself preventatively.
Yeah, and I was going to say, if people are listening and they think they're off the hook because they're not traveling internationally, you're not necessarily, because I've never traveled internationally myself as of right now, and I've had 2 parasite infections, and I've not gone anywhere out of the country. So if you're going to somewhere and you're drinking some new tap water, or even think about it this far, what if you're going to a restaurant where, and tell me if I'm wrong here, but what if you're going to a restaurant and you're getting some conventional rice, and that rice was soaked in water that was contaminated? Couldn't you theoretically get a parasite infection that way as well?
100%. 100%. And that's why when I travel, I bring at least 1 antimicrobial, 1 digestive support, charcoal, and 1 bottle of probiotics on average.
So if you're doing just a little bit of charcoal, what are you going to do? Like 500 milligrams, like a standard capsule?
Yeah, so typically 500 milligrams to a gram per meal.
Is your poop going to turn black from 1 dosage?
Yeah, it should. Absolutely. Kind of like,
okay.
Yeah, obviously the more caps you do, the more drastic that will be, but you'll start to see a change of going more black, just like you will with beets and it going more red.
Okay. I was going to ask you, so say you're traveling and then you're doing like a spa experience, like let's say you're going and doing an infrared sauna. Would you want to be taking your charcoal before the sauna or after or during or something like that? Is that going to help you?
Not really sure about that, but I would say that obviously you're going to sweat certain things out with the sauna. That's the whole goal. Now the charcoal is going to kind of sequester all the stuff in the gut that it's come in contact with. It's putting straitjackets on a lot of the critters that it will be moving out the intestinal tract. So again, once it's kind of sequestered in the intestines, you're probably not going to get too much of that to come out of the skin. So I think it'd actually make the experience with the sauna more efficient, because there'd be less stuff that have to pull out through the skin. It would grab it all in the intestines and pull it out that way. And again, if you got crap in your that doesn't sound right. If you got crap in your intestines, of course. If you have toxins or bad debris in your intestines, it makes sense you want the charcoal to meet and interact with it right where it's located, right? It's much harder pulling toxins out when you have to use your skin, because there's a lot of different processes it has to go through and filters to make its way out to the skin, right?
Right.
Not saying it's not good, but if you have stuff that's in your intestinal tract that's toxic, you want to meet it with something in the intestinal tract that can bind it up and allow it to go right into the toilet. So typically a good charcoal is good, and or a good bentonite clay. You can choose one or the other. Some people get backed up by it, so you just got to figure out how much you can handle. Start low and work your way up. If you don't get backed up by it, then you can always go a little bit higher.
Sure. So maybe we'll spend the last minute here. We talked about a couple of free things like grounding, looking at the sunrise, looking at the sunsets, which hopefully you're doing if you're on vacation. That's a big part of it. Other things could be free. I mean, what about just swimming, for example? If you're going to an ocean place, that's incredibly restorative, and that'd be a good jet lag reducer. I always try to jump in a body of water if I'm traveling to one.
Yeah, that's excellent. Also, just a really good cold shower in the morning. That stimulates the hypothalamus pituitary axis, so it talks to all the organs better. It gets things revved up. So cortisol is higher in the morning within a half hour to an hour of waking. So get that good stimulation. Maybe after you watch the sunrise and you have some coffee, and you let your feet kind of ground on the concrete or on the grass, you go jump in a cold bath. or just go draw a cold shower if you can.
Yep.
That's a good, I'm going to be practicing and doing all of these things on my trip because we all practice what we preach, but that's a good first step right there.
What about a massage? I guess that wouldn't be free if you're paying someone for one, but I feel like that could be a good grounding type exercise too. Really boost up your oxytocin a little bit. I mean, it can't hurt.
Oh, I get massage. I get at least one therapeutic massage a week. I'm a huge fan of massage and soft tissue and or physical medicine techniques like chiropractic. I feel like it really helps keep your body in balance, and it keeps the lymphatic system moving. Some of your the interplay between the blood and the tissue. So the more you can keep toxins going from the tissue into the blood and out your body via kidneys and or stool, that's going to help you be more healthy. So I think that's a great thing.
Because there's 2 or 3 times more lymph fluid than actual blood in the body.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. So movement, I guess, movement would be the last one that would be free. Exercise or some type of routine while you're traveling as well. I haven't traveled any more than 3 time zones, but I've always tried to implement some exercise, hit the hotel gym or the resort gym or whatever and get some exercise that way. That's been a huge mood booster for me and really kind of hit the reset button on jet lag.
Yeah, if I have a lot of free time and I'm just sitting and reading and relaxing, I try to exercise every single day.
What are you doing? Are you going to do like some weights or?
Yeah, it's going to be weights. I mean, even at any kind of gym, I can at least do pull-ups, push-ups, dips. I can at least do one-legged squats. I mean, all these things I can do without any weight. And then I may, if I have enough room in my suitcase, I may bring my TRX, which is like the rope suspension pulleys that you can hook up behind a door jamb or put it over even like a tree limb or whatever, and then you can do pull-ups and do different things with that too.
Excellent.
So I like that. Those are great. That's
good coverage. I think we should wrap this thing up.
Yeah, I mean, we're like giving everyone a ridiculous amount of knowledge, like through what's the expression? You're giving a whole bunch of water through a fire hose, right? You just can't get all of it in.
Yep.
So listen to this twice, share it with friends, family, neighbors, and if you're finding this intelligence useful, please give us a 5-star review on iTunes. We'll put the link below. We love hearing what people think and just giving some great information to help improve people's health and lives for the better. Absolutely. This should be on a postcard that's given out at the airport, travel tips, but I don't think these tips would be controversial. A low-fat diet would be the approach. Eat a banana and good luck. That would be the approach. That's it. 100%, man. But hopefully we dispelled some of those myths today, and I will be back in 2 weeks. I think we got some material in the can, in the hopper here, so there won't be any lag time for all of our loyal listeners, but look forward to coming back, recharged, and talking about some awesome other health, nutrition, and functional medicine topics. Awesome. Well, take good care and safe travels. Thanks, Evan. We'll talk soon, man. Okay, man. Bye. Bye.
Got a question for Dr. J? Go to BeyondWellnessRadio.com and click the questions button. Then tune in to hear the answer. Also, if you like the show, click below to review us on iTunes. For more Beyond Wellness Radio, go to BeyondWellnessRadio.com.